Hello everyone. I thought I'd do a little update quickly because it's been a little while. It's been like 20 rounds, 4 weeks since round 20. So it's been about a month since I last updated and I wanted to like keep you in the loop of what's going on. So in terms of chelation, I've done 24 rounds now. So when I hit the dump, it was like hard to kind of sustain the dose I was at, even though I was only at 5 milligrams of ELA. I realised that was too high, and actually that like dosing was probably a lot of what contributed the dump to kind of feel worse, because I upped the dose to 5 milligrams for like, I think it was like 3 rounds, and then I was feeling bad, so I decided to take it down to 1.5 milligrams of ELA, and that kind of helped, helped as such, like where I wasn't feeling in total turmoil all the time. But then, so I thought, well, I'll do some DMPS because I had some downstairs and I realised that was good for the dump. And actually the DMPS worked quite well. I had 2.5 milligram doses and I split them in half to 1.25, and you only need, I think it's like 8 or 9, is it 8 doses? No, it's not, it's 12. Hang on, I can't. Yeah, 4 per day, so it's actually for 3 days, so it's 12 doses for a round. So with the capsule machine, I only need 12 doses to make 24 capsules. So that means that I was able to get like only use 6 capsules per round, and there's 90 in a bottle. So that DMPS should last quite a while, for like maybe 8 rounds, which is good, but it's kind of like hard because I'm not using the ELA, so I'm not like chelating from the brain, I'm only chelating from the body, but I think my brain needed a rest. So like how I'm feeling, I'm feeling shit, like miserable, really shitty. I think I hit the dump on the 29th of March, I think. It's now the 17th of May. And I have felt slightly better in the last week or so, but only marginally. Like, I'm in turmoil all the time. Like, I feel like my brain's not working properly. I feel confused. Like, I don't know, I can't describe it, but it's a weird feeling. I feel weird. Like, depersonalised, and derealisation is bad. Like, I'm like feeling like I'm not really in reality. I'm like looking at things and they don't look right, and people don't look right. I'm really socially awkward and anxious. I've not really been socialising. It's been horrible. Like, I've been pretty reclusive in these last 6 weeks, really not wanting to talk to anyone. Just like enduring each day. That's the dump really, but like it's improved slightly. Like, let's just say I felt like a 3 out of 10 when it started, and now I feel like a 4 out of 10. So it's still shit, but I'm slowly like trying to get through it. And apparently the peak of the dump is between 6 and 12 weeks, and I don't care if I've made this up because this is what I'm clinging on to. The peak of where it gets the worst. So it's been almost 8 months now when I've had my amalgams removed, so between months 6 and 9 you hit the dump, so I've kind of like hit it in the right place. So the peak lasts between 6 to 12 weeks, which is like 1.5 months to 3 months, and that doesn't mean the whole dump's over, but it just means the worst part. And I've been in the peak for 7 weeks now, so really like I should start slowly coming down out of it in the next couple of weeks. Like, surely, I'm hoping, because I don't want to feel like this could last this severity for a long time. Also, so with the pituitary tumour, I don't know if, so it's weird because would I have hit the dump if I didn't know about this tumour? I don't know, because I feel like ever since I found out about this, I've gone into turmoil emotionally. And that's really affected me physically as well, and like the stress obviously has caused a lot of problems. The MRI might have caused issues, although I didn't have contrast. I felt like I had a headache immediately after. That was so bad, like crushing down here, and I've had a headache every day since, and it's probably maybe it's like stirred things up a little bit. Unfortunately, I have to go and get another MRI with the NHS in 2 weeks' time. Well, it's actually in about a week's time now. I'm not getting contrast, I'm refusing it. It's down for with contrast. So that's another thing I have to do. I have to phone them a week before and tell them I'm not doing the contrast. But you can still see the tumour because I've had it without contrast. You can see the tumour. So they can't refuse to do it. I'm just going to say that I'm allergic. I'm going to say that I had a private MRI done a few years ago in which I had a really bad reaction and I was ill for X amount of time. An allergic reaction, and I can't have contrast from that. So I think that because I've read a lot of people are allergic and they've managed to get the MRI done without it to see the tumour itself, and it was okay, so I'm not doing that because I don't want any more toxic heavy metals in my body, no thanks. Then I have a neurologist appointment on Wednesday, so this has been really pissing me off. When I found out I had the tumour, I phoned my GP and I said, look, I've got a pituitary tumour and I need like something done, like I need to be referred to a specialist. I already had a referral to a neurologist before that because I wanted an MRI done on the NHS, and I told them all about my neurological complaints, and they said, well, we need to refer you to a neurologist before you can get an MRI done, which I didn't want to wait for. Like, this was literally like 3 months ago now, so I would still be waiting now to see if I had the tumour or what was going on. So I thought I'll just pay for my own private MRI. So I already had a neurology appointment which took 2 months to come to get the date. Like 2 months ago I got the appointment. It's actually on Wednesday. So then I got the tumour diagnosis. I phoned the GP and I said, I have this pituitary tumour. What do I need to do? And she said, oh, well, you've already got a neurology appointment, so we'll just send that information to them. And I was like, right, but neurologists don't really specialise in pituitary tumours. It's an endocrinologist that I need. Can you refer me to an endocrinologist? And she said, oh, no, we'll just wait and see what the neurologist says and they'll refer you. I was like, okay, but now I've fucking thought about it. I'm like, right, well, what's going to happen on Wednesday? Like, neurologist is going to see that I've got a pituitary tumour. They'll do like neurological exams. Like, I know that my issue is from the tumour and the mercury too, because I've kind of done a lot of like investigating, and the conclusion I've come up with is pituitary tumours, for one, cause depersonalisation because they mess with the cortisol levels, so they make you have high cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So they create a lot of stress on the body. My defense mechanism is to dissociate. From being alive, from being a child till now, whenever I come across a stressful situation, I would dissociate temporarily, and then I would be okay after that once the threat had passed. But if ever I've had a panic attack or been anxious, or like, for example, having to do a presentation, I would dissociate. And that was my defense mechanism. Some people, have different symptoms. They have the fight or flight, they want to escape, or they get angry and they want to fight the threat. Mine is freeze. So it's dissociation. That's how I deal with problems in life generally. I normally kind of like avoid or freeze from them. I hate conflict, I hate confrontation, and whenever I'm confronted with that, I kind of freeze and I stutter. I can't speak, I can't get my words out. It's like my brain just shuts down. So the threat of this tumour, I believe, has caused this freeze response in me, like permanently, until I get this sorted. Also, the pituitary gland is, I believe, where oxytocin is released into the bloodstream. So oxytocin is the love hormone, and it makes you feel connected to other people, and it's what mothers have when they give birth to a baby in order to feel connected to the baby. it's like the cuddle hormone. Where my tumour is placed, so I believe oxytocin is secreted in the back of the pituitary gland, and where my tumour is, it's at the back, so it's like kind of behind. So I believe it's possibly blocking the production of oxytocin, and also oxytocin is almost the opposite to cortisol. So when cortisol is high, oxytocin is low. So that's another theory I have, and also the reason why this has become so severe after the amalgams that I had placed. Obviously, as you know, I had the 2 amalgams placed opposite in my mouth, and they were too big, so I was grinding them together, thinking nothing of it, to like kind of make them fit, because they were too big in the teeth. And I believe this released a lot of mercury vapour in my bloodstream and into my brain, which apparently tumours are supposedly like the body's way of protecting you from toxins. So the mercury that was being released in the body was actually probably being accumulated also in the pituitary tumour, because I believe this tumour has been there for at least 3 years at least, but I've probably, ever since I was like hit puberty, I think I've had this tumour, and it's kind of probably stayed around the same size because I've had all the symptoms, like the acne and the hair growth and the symptoms of Cushing's disease, but I've had high cortisol before, I've had high prolactin before, like a lot of times, but it's never been consistent enough to warrant like an investigation from my GP. So this mercury that was accumulating, I believe, has been stored in the pituitary tumour, which has increased the size of the tumour, and the mercury has an affinity for parts in the brain that are, like fatty, and this is the perfect place for mercury to be stored. So I believe it's increased the size of the tumour, which is why the dissociation has got worse, because also obviously the tumour's placement is just where your optic nerve is, and it kind of makes your vision distorted as well. I had a recent eye exam last week, I don't have the results yet, to see how it's disrupted, or if it's disrupted my vision. I believe it has, because like I can't read or see anything past like probably 2 meters without my glasses on. Like I can't read signs, writing. Like I always say to people who I'm with, like, can you read that sign over there without glasses? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't even see the shape of it without glasses. Like it's really bad. Like it's deteriorated quite rapidly since I had a sounds weird, and it's again something else that I've been thinking about, but I had a copper IUD, a Paragard, placed in 2014-15, and ever since then my vision got really bad, and I got really bad acne, anxiety was horrendous. Again, I actually suffered with dissociation for probably about a month, I would say, whilst I had the Paragard in. I had like constant periods, I was just ill, like I gained a lot of weight, and I think the copper excess kind of made the pituitary tumour kind of like flare up. Once I had the Paragard removed, thankfully, because copper is it's not really a toxic heavy metal, it can be easily kind of balanced in the body with zinc. And I remember I took a lot of zinc, and it kind of faded, and I felt better, and the derealisation went away. But I just think that I don't really detox heavy metals properly. Obviously, as you know, with like my genetics and things. So I believe that this mercury is accumulated in the pituitary gland like a lot, and now I need to shrink the tumour, and I need to get rid of the mercury as well. So I'm still chelating. So the issue is that I might not be offered surgery for the tumour because it's benign. It may not be secreting hormones. I don't know yet, because they haven't offered me any testing, like 24-hour urine cortisol or dextrose, whatever it's called, suppression test. Obviously I need to request those from the neurologist. I've just been waiting, and I'm not kidding you, it's been torture. I feel like I'm in a prison, and I feel like I'm so just want to rip my hair out because I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, I'd happily pay to see someone, and I'm not rich, I don't have the means, but it's like I'm desperate to get this process done so I know whether or not they're going to remove it, so I can kind of figure out my next steps. But I know that potentially I might probably not have the high cortisol. I have had high cortisol results recently from my GP. I got a 9 AM blood test, which was high. Wasn't massively high, I think it was like 650, but it was still like out of range. But I don't know if that's going to remain consistent when I get the other tests done, because also I came off my adaptogens then, which like obviously I'm meant to do because the adaptogens were suppressing the cortisol, but I couldn't stay off them for long because I was ill, like really ill, and I have to take the adaptogens every day just to kind of keep the cortisol at bay for now. So when I get the next test, I'm going to have to come off the adaptogens again for at least like a week or so, which again I'm going to be absolutely ill with, but I have to do it in order to get the accurate result that I need. So it's just a long, frustrating process, and I just wish that this was all over with like quickly, because I'm tired of waiting. And again, like, I'm in the dump as well, it's just double crap. So if they don't remove the tumour because it's not causing any issues, like what they say, like if there's no evidence that it's affected my vision or my hormones, although I do have really bad headaches, they might decide to kind of watch and wait, as they say, which I can't, like, I don't want that. I want it removed. But if they don't do that, then I'm going to have to treat it like a cancerous tumour and try and get rid of it with like natural protocols. And you might say that there isn't anything I can do to shrink the size of a pituitary tumour, but I really believe that there is, and I actually believe that perhaps I'm supposed to be the person to do this to help other people with pituitary tumours, because like everyone just thinks you need surgery, and that's supposedly true, but I have read stories about people who've shrunk it with like CBD oil and like turmeric and frankincense, and like fasting and diet and stuff like that, enemas, and you know, like all the detox stuff you would do, but with the addition of like anti-cancer holistic things. So I'm gonna do it, like I'm gonna try it, like it's the same, because it's benign, it's not growing at a fast rate like cancer, but it's the same concept of shrinking a cancer tumour. So I'm going to treat it like a brain tumour and shrink it, really. I've got a lot of ideas, and I'm going to kind of make my own protocol. I'll keep you all updated on that. I'm kind of like, although I really want the surgery and I want it out, I'm almost kind of like curious to see if this works. So like I kind of almost want to do this protocol, and then if it doesn't work, get the surgery, because I'll never know then. Like I'd love it if they said, right, we'll do the surgery, but we need to wait 6 months because we need to see if it grows anymore, or whatever. They might offer us medication, but as I've said, like that medication is going to be hell for me because it's a dopamine like increaser. So yeah, it would be good if they did say they want to wait a few months for the surgery, but they have got like a date for it, an option, and then I could kind of see if I can shrink it, because wouldn't that be amazing? And then like, wouldn't it be amazing that I have my own protocol that I can share with others? I mean, you don't even have to know if you've got a pituitary tumour, because apparently 10% of the population have or have had it at some point. Possibly it's the cause of most realisation and depersonalisation disorders, I don't know. But it doesn't harm to try, because the things that I'm going to use are all natural. I'm going to hammer it, like I'm going to be very, very strict with it, and very like organised, but I'm excited to do it. And I just want this crap out of the way with the NHS, so I know that I can just start doing this. And like, you might see in the comments that won't work, but just please try and be positive, because I need that mindset now, and I need that hope that I can do this. Because I believe that miracles can happen, and I believe God can do things that humans don't believe is possible. So I'm going to try that and put all my effort into it. Obviously once I know what's going on. So, and also I'm going to chelate as well, and hopefully come out of the peak of the dump soon. So really, it is looking not pessimistic, optimistic in the future, but I'm feeling like shit, so I can't really get too excited. I'm just enduring each day. And what has helped actually is I changed my diet again, like completely, because I wasn't eating crap, but I was just eating like sandwiches for dinner and a lot of bread and stuff. So actually I decided that I would change my diet, so I've been drinking juice every morning, like juicing, like low sugar stuff and vegetables, and then like fasting, as you will, from like 9 at night till 12 midday next day. Like it's not really fasting because you're asleep, but it's like 15 hours of not eating. Is that 15 hours? Yeah. So it's like giving my body a chance to kind of rejuvenate, but I have felt like lighter and better, and more kind of like uplifted. So it's been working, and I've been making like soup for dinner instead of eating sandwiches, like soup made out of like all low thiol stuff. Because I had a cup of turmeric tea like 2 weeks ago, and it sent me into a panic attack. It was literally like I had took a line of cocaine. It was horrible. Like I just spaced out. So I kind of know that I'm really thiol sensitive at the minute as well, so that's another indication that I'm bang in the middle of the dump. So I'm hoping I can reintroduce things like slowly after this. Also my symptoms have got shitty, like it's not just the emotional effects. I've got headaches all the time, and I don't know if it's because I've got a tumour now and it's like a psychosomatic thing, because my body is very kind of alert and intuitive. So it's like I kind of feel like I know I've got the tumour, like I can feel it like putting pressure in my head. Also back pain has been terrible, like, and I had a massage over a month ago now, and I don't know if it's ever since then, but my back pain's been really bad. Pilates kind of helps, but I've been admittedly taking painkillers for it. But I think it's the stress as well, because I feel like my jaw is tense. So I feel like that is radiating to my head and like causing headaches, and also like down my back and shoulders. So I feel very tense. Again, like that's my defense mechanism, to tense and freeze up. So I feel like really stressed with this all, like very, very like overwhelmed and stressed out. So I think like once this is kind of over with and I know what I'm doing, I've started like this protocol, I'm hoping that like the tension and the distress of it all will kind of ease, and I feel like I'm doing something about it. Because I think the problem is I'm not doing anything about it, but I can't right now. Although I am chelating still, it's like I want to just do something about this tumour. It's just sitting there, and I know it's there, and I know I can't, like, I know this isn't the right mindset I have, but I can't almost be happy until it's gone, because I know it's a problem. But I just have to remember that it's not going to be long now until I get answers and things done. The next update I give you should be after my neurology appointment and after my MRI. And I'll have my eye test results, and I'll have some Cushing's results as well. So I'll kind of update you with that and what I'm planning on doing, because the next video is hopefully going to be where I'm going to say, right, this is my path, this is what treatment I'm doing, this is like the plan. So I'm really looking forward to making that video and starting. But yeah, I'll just keep you all updated. So overall, chelation, like, going okay. It's going as well as it can, like I'm in the dump. And also you can see that my skin's really bad as well at the minute. Again, is that stress or is that because I'm in the dump? I don't know, probably a mixture of both. It's just a shit show at the minute. But yeah, hopefully the next update will be a bit more positive, and I hope you are all well. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching.